Well, Sky News can reveal a Labor senator who previously accused Israel of apartheid will represent Australia at a commemoration marking the liberation of Nazi death camp Auschwitz. Live to political correspondent Cameron Redden in Canberra. Cam, you have these exclusive details. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Holly, Sky News has today revealed that the Labor Senator and President of the Senate, Sue Lines, who once described or accused Israel of carrying out apartheid, has been chosen to represent Australia next week at a major event commemorating 80 years since the liberation of the Nazi concentration camp Auschwitz. This is a major global event attended by global leaders to mark 80 years since the liberation of that camp and the freeing of the remaining 7,000 prisoners on the 27th of January 1945. You can see here some of the global leaders that will attend. For Australia, the President of the Senate, Sue Lines, alongside the Antisemitism Special Envoy, Jillian Segal. There will be other representatives from the Jewish community in Australia as well. Great Britain will be represented by King Charles III. The President of France, Emmanuel Macron, will be there. So too will the King and Queen of Denmark, alongside other world leaders such as the Presidents of Italy and Germany. It's my understanding that the Governor-General, Sam Mostyn, was extended an invitation but was unavailable to attend this event in Poland next week. It's not yet clear why that invitation was not taken up. My understanding is only that she was unavailable. I have asked that question of the Governor-General's office. What is complicating this matter, though, and the selection of Sue Lines, are past comments that have raised the eyebrows of some leaders within the Jewish community, as well as members of the coalition, when it relates to Sue Lines' past comments and views of the State of Israel, including this comment made on the floor of the Senate in February 2022, keeping in mind this is before her time as the Senate President, before the last election, but while she was, as she continues to be, a sitting Labor Senator from Western Australia. This is Sue Lines from 2022.
The Amnesty International report published last week confirms Israeli policies against Palestinians fit the definition of the international crime of apartheid. We are witnessing these policies enacted on a large scale through mass seizures of Palestinian land and property, forcible transfers, drastic movement restrictions and the denial of nationality and citizenship. Amnesty International is calling on Israel to dismantle this cruel system, and the international community must pressure it to do so.
Senator Lines.
Sue Lines there in 2022. This selection of her to represent Australia next week has already raised eyebrows from some within the Jewish community and has sparked bewilderment within the coalition. James Paterson, the Shadow Home Affairs Minister, posting this message in the last minute or so on social media, in which he says Sue Lines is one of the most unhinged anti-Israel members of the Parliament from the far left of the Labor Party. She's as hostile to the Jewish state as any Greens MP. It shows appalling judgment to send her to this important and sensitive event. Now, it is not necessarily standard for Australia to send, for example, the Prime Minister, as other nations have sent their heads of state or their leaders. In 2015, on the 70th anniversary, Josh Frydenberg, who was then the Assistant Treasurer, was Australia's representative of the Abbott government. That, of course, in 2015 marked 70 years since the liberation of Auschwitz. Next week's event marking 80 years. So, Holly, that breaking news and that exclusive we've revealed today, Sue Lines will be Labor's pick. There is already questioning about whether this is the appropriate selection of representation for Australia, given those past comments. You saw what James Paterson had to say there. He doesn't believe, and the coalition does not believe, that she is the appropriate representative.